back here at the Ganmain football ground today on this magnificent day for the first game of the home and away season for the Lions here. The season kicked off last week and the Lions travelled to Leeton there for a win. And importantly, before the first grade game here today, the unfurling of the Premiership flag will take place over in front of the scoreboard. And I've been given the heads up that we've got two life members of the club. We've got Laurie Quinn over there and Kenny Warren. Now, Laurie Quinn was 18 years secretary of the Madong Grongi Club, and Kenny Warren was 41 years treasurer of the Maroons, and then he went on to be treasurer of the inaugural treasurer at the Lions. So good afternoon here today. We welcome, once again this year we've got Baz on the images, and Baz is up the game more as he can with his technical know-how, and it takes a lot of doing, and we're trying a broadcast on here at the ground. You'll be able to pick it up in your car radio. You can't pick it up on your phone. It's on FM 102.9, so next time you come to the footy, you might want to dig out that old transistor radio that you had 25 years ago. They were very popular. Anyway, more of that as we get going. Good afternoon to you, our game day commentator, Andrew Corbett.
Thanks very much, Guy. It's great to be back here once again at the Ganmain Sports Ground. Footy's back for another year. As we all know, the Lions finished premiers in 2022 in the RFL, and they had their first game of the season against Leeton Witten Crows in Leeton last week, where they had a win in the end. Took a little bit to get over the Leeton Crows. Only 17 points up at three-quarter time, but finished the game with a last quarter of 7 goals to end up winning by 69 points.
Right, well, the Lions came home there with a wet sail, even though it wasn't a wet day. Traditionally, it can be pretty cold down at Leeton, but they've gone down there in the autumn, Andrew, so the conditions would have been pretty good. And speaking about conditions, well, this ground here today is absolutely A1 condition. And a shout out to our number one curator, Howard Martin, for the job he's done on the ground this autumn. Of course, he's been aided and abetted by a great autumn break, as the farms in the district, crops going in a treat. Ewes and lambs are grazing on loose and up to their bellies. You couldn't want for more. And but I think Howard's not at the ground today. I think Howard and Nadine are away at a wedding, so shout out to them. Hope he's probably trying to tune in and have a look, even though the ceremonies, we know where Howard's affiliation is. It's here, great sponsors, so enjoy that. They don't get away much, those two. They're very busy with their business. Andrew, I think it's 7 months I counted since we were down at that Miranda sports ground on that bleak September day, cold, wet, windy. Game didn't reach, not a great height, was wind affected, but last quarter Lions brought home the bacon. Too good, too strong in the finish.
Yeah, had a terrific win in the end against the Colin Gully Demons, and that gave the Lions their 12th premiership in the 40 years that the RFL has been a competition. So along with Wagga Tigers, they're the two clubs in the competition that have had the most grand final victories.
Yeah, and of course on that day we had a 17s netball premiership, wasn't there, I think?
That's correct, yes.
And the week later, or the week before, or the day before, wasn't there a 13s premiership in the football for the boys?
Yes, the under-13s boys won a premiership in the Wagga District Football League, the first under a junior premiership in that competition for the Ganmain Lions.
And of course we've just completed a very successful Lions W football side. They've gone through this season undefeated under coach Luke Walsh, and they took out that premiership over at Mar Oval there a fortnight ago, and so a little bit of deja vu setting in, Andrew. The Lions W side premiership last year, and the Lions will be, they're opening their campaign. Well, they're not opening. They opened last week at Leeton, but they'll be eyeing off a back-to-back premiership. They're very hard premierships to win, those back-to-back ones, as you know. I think you were involved years ago, because every club steps up to, compete against you and go as hard as they can. So it just makes it harder. But once we unfold, they unfold this flag and they put that premiership flag up the pole. Well, that's all history. And then we start again for this year. It's on for young and old once again.
Yes, there's always a bit of apprehension unfurling your flag after winning a premiership the previous year, but the Lions have been a little bit quiet on the recruiting front, but gained a few new faces the last month or so, and yeah, Sam Martin has had a good pre-season into the side and played a couple of trial games, and they'll be looking to push forward in this competition in 2023.
Yeah, I think. So, what do you think? What do you think the competition will bring in 2023? Other clubs have, done their darndest, Andrew, to recruit and step up.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a very strong competition in the RFL this year. I think you could sort of put 7 clubs up there to finish in the finals and be in contention for a flag. There's Coolaman and Mangapla have recruited very well, and Tigers have got some locals back, and Turvey Parker's recruited well, along with Gully, who's still going to be up there. And Griffith has recruited well. A few Canberra boys have come into their team, and the Lions as well should be pushing for finals. Leeton's still pretty handy. They had a pretty good game against Ganmain last week, and Narandra's recruited some fellas from Canberra as well. So there'll be no easy games in the RFL this year, I don't expect. And yeah.
Well, that's what you want to see now. As we on the images there, you're seeing the Lions huddled in front of the Croker Grain scoreboard over there for the unfurling of that 2022 Premiership flag. Of course, prior to 2022, we had 2 seasons of no finals because of COVID, and really that Lions Premiership, they were pursuing it, Andrew. They were building for that Premiership, during that COVID period, and of course the season had to be called off. But but at full time on that Narandra Sports Ground on that great day. That cold, bleak day it was that the Lions were in front at full time.
Yes, no, that was it was 11 years since the Lions' last senior premiership, and they finished top of the ladder in 2021, but COVID struck, and of course they played off in that regional championship with the 6 teams in 2020 and were competitive there. So they've been pretty competitive the last 3 or 4 years, and Sam Martin will have the side looking to progress again in 2023.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the second graders. They wandered over. Second graders wandered over to take part in the unfurling of the flag over there, which was very good. Here today, the 17s, the Lions were on top. 50, they won by 2 points. The reserves went down, got overrun in the last quarter. The Griffith Swans 86 to the Lions 71. So I think there was a fair few second grade boys there came in off the paddock and haven't done a lot of training. So there's a bit of, hopefully we're looking for a bit of improvement there, but pick up a bit of fitness. That's normally a bit of a slow start for the second grade usually. Teams in their huddles, either end of the ground. Coaches giving last minute instructions. Fantastic day here at Ganmain Football Ground. This year I might try and refer to it, let's call it the GFG. We'll try and simplify things a bit. You can get tongue-tied in this job. So Drew, I'll refer to Andrew Corbett as Drew. So we've got Drew, Baz and Guy here in the commentary position, doing the best we can. There's talk of amongst the committee hoping to construct some sort of improvement in the press facilities here. So if we can pull that off, or we can do a better job and bring better things to you guys that are watching, listening on the live stream. I think the videoing of the games and the streaming of the games is terrific for those people that can't get here. We've got, as we know, we've spoke about it over the years, we've got plenty of supporters. Our number one supporter down in Sydney there, Peter Armstrong, he was married a couple of months ago, and Baz went down there. He's a great mate of Peter Armstrong's, and he videoed the wedding for him, and so we shout out to Peter and his bride, wish them all the best for their future. And Peter enjoys the game and enjoys the broadcast, and he keeps in touch with Baz. And last year, and was always commenting that Baz wins a meat tray on Friday night. He went home with a meat tray last night, so things are back to normal here. And Andrew will get ready. He'll take this game away as we wait for the umpire to come in and bounce the ball. First home game for the Lions, 2023.
Game about to commence. In the ruck, Dan Foley for Ganmain. Nathan Richards for Griffith. Richards wins the ball on this occasion and kicks it forward. Ball's rolling into the forward line there. Under this is Jed Guthrie for the Lions. Coming through is Jack Sussay. Gets a handball away to no one in particular. Charging through is Matty Hamlin. He's got one over the shoulder and receives the first free kick of the game. Had a very good first half last week. Matty Hamlin was in everything for someone that's had an operation in the off-season with his syndesmosis injury. Ball's in dispute there. Gathered by Aaron Proctor. Tries to get a handball away there. Griffith get one out wide into the centre there. Gathered by Ganmain there. Shannon Butterfield on to Seb Hamlin. Gets a quick kick away there. Tackled there by Jake Taylor. The ball spilt free there. Ball's picked up by Aaron Proctor. Pretty hot in there at the moment, the ball. It's gone forward. Crunched there by Zach Brain, charging through with Jesse Lander. The ball goes out wide to Griffith there. Gets a quick handball away there through the hands of Tom Sussay. Picked up by Sam Martin. Back to Jesse Lander there. Gets his kick high, and under this is young Marishi there for Griffith and takes a good strong mark. He plays on quickly. The boy from the Giants Academy kicks this one down looking for Payne. Goes through his hands. Wrapped up in a tackle there by Mitch Taylor. Gets the ball free. Back to Matty Hamlin. Out to Mitch Taylor there. Gets his kick away and it's marked by Jake Taylor here.
Lion supporters calling ball, Andrew. Umpire not having it.
Yes, pretty hot early here at the moment. He kicks back to Jed Guthrie. Playing his third game for the Lions. Debuted last year. He looks to kick this one down the line. Looking for Tom Vanasuelas. Drops a mark he probably all should have took. Dives back in. And the ball's going to be balled up there.
Well, I'll refer to him as Tommy B, Andrew. We've got lots of Tommies in the club this year. I think if you kick the ball, a Tom will mark it.
Yeah, there's quite a few Toms in the team there. And the ball's out over the sidelines. There'll be a throw in. Ganmain have brought Tom Vanasuelas, Kirk Mahon and Sam Longmore into the side today. Out is Ben Walsh. He's unavailable. Zach Burhop unavailable. And the third one is Kai Watts, who's also unavailable. Jake Taylor attempts to grab this one. He hasn't got possession of the ball, and it's a free kick to Jake Taylor. He goes back, comes wide, finds Mitch Taylor on the wing there. Looks to come back in board. This ball doesn't find its mark. Aaron Proctor gathers it back to Dan Foley. Dodges around his opponent. Kicks this one wide, looking for Matty Hamlin. He marks on that centre half position. Sends a daisy cutter into Zach Brain. Dodges around his opponent, Cunningham. Comes back on his right with a banana kick. It's floated forward. Ball's hit the ground there in front of Jesse Lander. Back to Butterfield. And he's caught with the ball. And the ball will go to Sam Foley there for Griffith. He kicks this one wide. Looking for Pollock. New recruit for Griffith this year. We'll be having a close watch of him. Ex-Canberra Demons player, premiership player at Queanbeyan in the Canberra Football League. And he's playing in the midfield for Griffith. Jake Taylor sends this one in long and low. And underneath it is big Nathan Richards. He can't mark it. The ball's on the ground. Zach Brain tries to pick it up. Gathered by Pollock. He gets his hand pass away, out wide. Pressure here from the Lions, trying to keep this ball in. Griffith grab hold of it. They switch. And going out the other side. Jack Rouston has possession here. Kicks it wide. Looking for Hannah. He looks to come inside now. Another recruit for Griffith from South Australia. But it's cut off by Matty Hamlin there across half forward. He gets this off to Sam Martin. Kicks this one high, but it's marked by Richards on the last line of defence there.
Drew, Matty Hamlin and Jake Taylor busy early.
Yes, getting plenty of the ball there. As Griffith bring this one down in front of the clubhouse here. Pollock gets a hand pass away, back inside there. This has gone over the top of Foley, gathered by Griffith. They send this one in long, looking for Toscan, and under this one is Payne, who marks the ball about 30 metres out on a slight angle, and he'll have a shot at goal.
We're right behind him here in the commentary position, so we should be able to see. Breeze not a factor. Couldn't be a better day for goal kicking, so we're going to see what skills he brings here today to the GFG. comes back, gives himself plenty of room. Doesn't want to run into the man on the mark too close. Well inside the arc of 50, comes in, strikes it nicely. It's offline, about a metre or so, behind there to the Swans.
First score of the game to Griffith. Sam Martin will look to bring this ball back in for the Lions. Decides to come to the clubhouse side. Kicks this one high in the direction of Richards, who's under this, goes over the back. Almost gathered by Jake Taylor. Ball's on the ground there. It's a wrestle here. Jake Taylor's got possession, but the umpire will ball it up.
So we might call our scoreboard. We might donate our little time to the Croker Grain scoreboard today, Andrew. They just celebrated 50 years in business there up at Mara, so I think they're very good sponsors of the club. So the scoreboard scores today will come to you from the Croker Grain scoreboard.
Matty Hamlin gets this one out to Mitch Taylor, looking for Beneswalis. Takes a good chest mark there on the centre wing. Looks to play on quickly. Kicks inside, looking for Sam Longmore. Another recruit for the Lions there. His first game, ex-North Wagga. The Lions play on here. Matty Hamlin chips one over, looking for Tom Sussay. It's gone over his head. It's a race for the ball. He picks it up there, swings back around on his right. It's a rolling kick along the ground. A lot of ball going low at the moment. Plenty of pressure and a little bit of nerves out there at this stage. Ball comes back to his brother Jack Sussay. He slips over, gathered by Griffith there. They kick this one forward, looking for Toscan. He takes a mark about 60 metres out from goal. He'll look to play on.
He's looking to hand it off. Yeah, passed into the pocket.
And he finds Pollock. Reece Pollock in the pocket there for Griffith.
Reasonable tight angle, Andrew, but he's right footer, is he?
Yeah, he's a right footer guy.
So he looks like he's going to do that AFL job of stepping round, that's all the go nowadays. Opens up the face. No, he's gone for a pass, which didn't come off, but he's
gone to his
and a mark out there to Josh Walsh, who's saving in the last line of defence, I think.
Yeah, Matheson kicks that one wide for Griffith. Josh Walsh finds Dan Foley across half back there for the Lions. Chips one over the top for Harry Carr, a new recruit for the Lions from Canberra Demons player, ex-Canberra Demons. And the ball goes out over the sidelines.
Out of bounds here in front of the commentary position. So it's handy, Andrew. You've got all that information on these recruits, where they've come from. People will be able to search it up if they want to and have a look at their history.
Richard gathers that one out of the ruck. Gets a chip away there forward. Gathered by Griffith there. Dodged around it, kicks this one high under it. Josh Walsh, but it's good use of the body there by Toscan, and he takes a strong mark, 15 metres out from goal.
Outbodied on that occasion, Josh, by Toscan.
Well-weighted kick there by young Summers.
He should devour this goal. Virtually right in front. He's going to kick from 12 or 15 metres. Goal umpire does not move. That tells the story. Swans goal.
Yep, first goal to Griffith there, James Toscan. Pretty even contest at this stage, but Griffith's got the score on the board. 1 goal, 1-7 to one behind for the Lions.
Plenty of attack on the ball by the Swans early, Andrew.
Yeah, you'll see much improved performance from the Swans this year. They had premiership in the under-17s last year, and so they've got a few good young players coming through and added a few recruits to bolster their team, and yeah, they'll be very competitive. Had that draw against Mangaplar in the first round for them last week.
Well, that's good for the western end of the league. We want strength down there.
Dan Foley grabs this one out of the ruck, but he's wrapped up in a tackle there. It'll be a good contest between Foley and Richards today. Richards uses the body well and grabs this one out of the ruck. Charging in is Sam Martin. Gathered by Griffith, and they've got another one on the board. Kicked by young Spencer. Caelan Spencer's kicked that one. The second goal to the Griffith.
So the Croker Grain scoreboard sees the Swans 2-1-13. The Lions haven't opened their account yet. So Andrew, some outs for over the off-season. So we've seen Also's out on the tractor, I think, at the moment, and so Tommy Anderson's gone down to Albury, is that right?
Yeah, Tommy's trying his trade down at North Albury in the O&M, and George Alexander has gone back to his home club, Osborne.
So that's the story, the three notable premiership players there.
Yes, along with Luke Walsh has retired, and along with Lockie Parker at this stage retired. And yeah, I think there's about 4 or 5 out of that premiership side from last year. Jesse Lander gets this one off the carpet and kicks it forward. Trying to pick it up there is Shannon Butterfield. Dan Foley misses a tackle. Picked up by Richards, gets this one kicked forward over the top of Jed Guthrie there. He races for the ball, gathers this one in. Hand pass out to Jack Sussay there. Chips another worm burner along the ground there, misses Matt Carnegie. Sent back in by Griffith there. Under this is Payne. He can't mark it. Gathered by Page there, and they've got another one. The Griffith, that's 3 in a row. 3 unanswered goals, and they've started this game very hotly.
Swans 3-1-19. Lions have not opened their account yet on the Croker scoreboard. Swans doing all the attack. First few minutes, the Lions taking it out of the centre, weren't able to capitalise, but it's been a while since it's been in the Lions 50 now, Andrew.
Yes, the Lions will be looking to try and get first possession out of this centre there. They've been beaten on the last 2 occasions.
Runners busy with water here. It's quite warm. It's a bit of a day for slip, slop, slap, really.
Ball goes up again. Richards gets a tap down to young Mauricio. He comes charging out of the centre. Griffith on the hunt again. This one's gone over the top, touched on the ground, and forced through by Jack Sussay on that occasion. Sam Martin to take the kick in there. Got Matt Carnegie on his own out in that half-back flank. He can play on if he likes. He goes back. Griffith scrambling across there, cutting off his options. Kicks this one wide to the wing, looking for Matty Hamlin. He takes a good mark under this one. Looks to come inboard slightly, but another kick hits the ground there. The skill level of the Lions is not good enough at this stage.
Lions taking a few minutes to settle, Andrew.
Sam Longmore wins this possession. Kicks this one forward, looking for Beneswalis. He gathers it in, gets a hand pass back to Mitch Taylor, back to Jesse Lander. Dodges around 1 or 2, gets it back to Beneswalis. Tommy Beneswalis kicks this one high, looking for Tom Sussay under this one, but it's marked well there by Griffith on the last line of defence to Jack Rowson's. Got back deep in defence there and taken that mark. He looks to go wide. He plays on, takes one bounce, kicks down the wing, finds Hannah on that far side in front of the scoreboard. He takes a mark, looks to come inside. He's got Mauricio there in the centre of the ground all on his own. Gets one off to Pollock. He kicks this one wide, looking for young Rosenberg. He gets his hand pass away. Gathered by Griffith there, kicks this one long. Another shot at goal, but it's gone through from behind there. From young Barter, Oliver Barter. Lions bring the ball back in quickly. Sussay to Carnegie. Kicks this one wide, looking for Matty Hamlin. Takes the mark in front of Hannah. O'Reilly on that occasion. He kicks this one long down the outside wing. And the ball's gone over the sidelines.
The throw
back in.
Throw in out there on the eastern wing. In front of the Cobra Apparel sign there. We know that Cobra Apparel does great work with the gear around the club. Caps and training gear and everything. Terrific.
Ball's thrown in. And it's going to be balled up there on that centre wing. Oh, no, it's a free kick to Sam Longmore. He quickly gives a hand pass out to Matty Hamlin. He sends this one long, looking for Beneswalis, but chopping off in front there is Jack Rowston. He plays on quickly, brings it back in the side, the centre of the ground there. Gathered by Griffith. His kick smothered. Gathered by Cunningham there across half-back. He can't pick it up. He grabbed up in a strong tackle there by Tom Sussay, but the umpire says, give it to me.
Yeah, no prior, the umpire reckons. Andrew, your man, Tommy Beneswalis, he's presenting early into everything.
Yes, he's presenting well there at the moment. Harry Carr on the ruck there. Richards wins this one. Back to Mauricio there. Back inside they go. Ball kicked high. Under this is Kirkman and Page. Ball spilt free. Gathered by young Summers. He kicks this one long. It's 2-on-1 here. Seb Hamlin under this one. Gathered by Payne. Dodges around one. Gets one over the top to Page. And the Griffith Swans go in for their 4th goal.
Griffith Swans on the Crocus Grange scoreboard. Swans 4-3-27. Lions have not opened their account. Sam Martin was a little bit annoyed about that. We've got a bit to go before quarter time, but if they don't get a goal in the first quarter, he might give them what for, Drew?
Yeah, Sam's he's a very positive coach. I've never seen him blow them up, but there's always the first time.
We'll wait and see. Few hands on hips as we wait for the ball to get back to the centre. Umpire comes in to throw it up.
Coming into the ruck for the Lions is Tommy B. This one's thrown up. Won by Richards on that occasion. Tommy B tries to pick this one up. Gathered by Aaron Proctor. Out to Matt Kanagi. Over the top, Mitch Taylor does to Kirkman. Back to Mitch Taylor. Gets his kick over the top there, looking for Matt Kanagi. The ball hits the ground. Diving on there, this is Aaron Proctor. Gets his hand pass away, but it misses its target. Gathered by Griffith there. Back to Jack Rowson. It's all Griffith at this stage. Controlling the ball very well. On to young Nick Conlon on this occasion. He kicks this one up, looking for Payne. Ball's hit the ground. Gathered by Barter there. He gets his hand pass away to Pollock. Back over the top to Barter. Breaks a tackle there. Summers picks this one up and goals. Another goal for Griffith. It's all Griffith at this stage in this first quarter.
Swans 5-3-33. Lions still haven't opened their account. Griffith got winners nearly all around the ground at the moment, Drew.
Yes, they're dominating at the clearances and around the contest at this stage. Their skill level is far superior than the Lions.
Yeah, Lions just haven't been able to find their gear at the moment, not gelling. I guess there's bringing new faces into the side, even though you can have trial games and do plenty of training. It comes to the crunch on game day when you're under pressure.
Yeah, it does, and I suppose you look at Griffith, they've brought a few new players from Canberra into their side as well, but they're on top of the ground at the moment, the Griffith Swans. Richards and Bonus Wallace wins out on that occasion, but gathered by Richards, gathered by Matty Hamlin, gets his hand pass away, kicked high by Page into the forward line for Griffith. Under this one is Barter, and it's another goal to Griffith. That's 6 unanswered goals for the Swans in the first quarter. The Lions got a lot of work to do at this stage.
Andrew, I can't remember the last time Lions were so far behind in the last quarter, if this continues for a while.
Yeah, they need that quarter time siren to go and regroup. Few going through the centre there. It's Zach Brain and Matt Hamlin and Aaron Proctor in at the centre bounce. Tommy B in the ruck.
The big man from Griffith, he's dominating that ruck at the moment.
Yes, he's given his teammates first use of the ball. Big Nathan Richards. Both ruckmen stall at that one, but it's breaking away as Matty Hamlin sends this one forward and wide. But under this one is young Conlon for the Swans. He kicks this one wide. Gathered in over there by the Griffith opponent, but it's out over the sidelines and it'll be a throw in.
Throw in over there in front of Stephen Patterson's sign there, the man with the bob cut there from Coolerman. Does plenty of work around Ganmain.
Thrown in there, Richards in front position. Alice Wells misses tackle there. Pollock gets his hand pass away. Ball's on the ground there, tapped out by Aaron Proctor. Ball's knocked forward. Sam Foley breaks the tackle, but it's out over the sideline. It'll be a throw in there on that far wing.
He was under a lot of pressure there. Going to get a throw in there in front of the Rava carpet cleaning. That's Bill Rava from Wagga. Ex-Grongrong fella, plenty of association with the club over the years.
Ball picked out by Aaron Proctor. Gets this one forward there. Marishi picks it up for Griffith. Sam Foley kicks this one forward, but to no one in particular. Gathered by Matty Hamlin. Gets one back inside to Jake Taylor. He's wrapped up. Gets one back to Seb Hamlin. Another low kick, but finds Matt Kanagi on that mid-wing there for the Lions. Looks to send this one long. Sitting under this is Dan Foley. He's pushed under the ball there, but he'll get a free here.
Yeah, Dan, I think Dan was worked under the ball a little bit too
aggressively, I suppose you might say.
Yeah, you're right, Drew. Umpires will tolerate a little bit, but it was just a little bit over top. I wouldn't ever claim that Dan Foley feigns for free kicks. That free kick was there. So Dan's going to come in. He's going to kick from about 40, a little bit right of the centre. Umpire runs across to the left, so signals are one behind. That brings the Lions onto the scoreboard for a behind. Griffith Swans, 6-3, 39. The Lions have opened their account with one behind. Got a bit of time in the quarter. They'll be try and trap it in, get a goal or two before the break.
Conlon brings that one in, and it's missed his target in Jack Rowson, but he regathers and sends this one out wide to the far wing there for Griffith. They look to come inside, marked by Hannah there across the centre wing for Griffith. They quick to play on here, back to Rowston, back out to Marishi on that far side. He looks to go forward and finds Toscan, who leads up strong on the far wing there. Comes inside to Page. He looks to play on and send Griffith in forward again. Kicks this one high, looking for Payne underneath this one, but Richards has marked the ball in the pocket there. And he'll have a shot on goal about 25 metres out on a pretty tight angle.
I think he's looking for options, Andrew. No, he's gone back. He's going back. He's saying, no, I'll have a go at this. So he's hard up against the boundary. Left forward pocket for the Swans, attacking at the road end of the ground. Got to pull up just his socks. Should really set the Swans up for a big lead. Going to the quarter time break. Comes in, drops it on his right foot, didn't give it a lot, went across the face. And I think a Griffith mark. I think probably there the
mark to Barters.
Expectation of the Lions players that he would do have a score of some sort, and never presume the ball dropped short, and because he didn't give it a big kick, and the Griffith fellow was good enough to mark it. But didn't have a lot of pressure on him either. So, and conversely, he took it a little bit easy, and he's scored a behind. So, so that's a little bit of a let off there for the Lions. Would have got one scored against them there just before the break.
They brought out a defence there by Jack Sussay wide to Aaron Proctor, and Kirkman's got this on half back. Looks to come inside, finds Zach Brain. He plays on quickly, sends this one long, looking for Mitch Taylor. It's over the back there. He tries to gather this one in, but it's out over the sidelines there in the Lions' forward pocket.
So we'll see a ball in down there in front of the Ganmain Pharmacy sign. We've got Tin down there in the main street in his chemist shop. Great supporter of the club. It's terrific to have a chemist in a little town like this.
Ball's gathered by Zach Brain. He's kicked this one high, and under it is Conlon for Jack Rowston for Griffith there, and he takes a strong mark right on the last line of defence. Kicks this one wide, looking for Marishi there, and he marks the ball in front of Sam Martin. Chips one infield, finds Toscan. Griffith got plenty of run here. Gives a hand pass off to Hannah. He wasn't expecting that, and the ball's on the ground there, and wrapped up in a tackle is Toscan. Comes out to Matty Hamlin, gets one forward to Dan Foley, right on the 50 there for the Lions. Looks to come inside, looking for Harry Carr, and he's taken a mark 45 metres out, straight in front.
That's a bit better set up there, Andrew, instead of just kicking in hope.
Yep. Good pressure from the Lions there to turn that ball over. Something Sam Martin will be looking to see a lot more from the Lions on this occasion.
Yeah, he'll want to take something positive into quarter time, and be really hoping he can bring this goal in.
Big kick off the boot by Harry Carr, but it's through for a behind there. Drifted to the right. Nick Conlon will bring this back in for the Swans. He goes wide, finds Conlon in the pocket there. His kick is smothered. Dropped there by Tom Sussay. Gathered by Page there, gets this one off the deck. Picked up by Payne, gets a hand pass out to Whitworth. Gathered by Spencer, but it's smothered there by Kirkman, and the ball goes out over the sidelines.
You throw in here in front of the club rooms, right on the western wing. Plenty of talk. Players giving direction. Lions want to defend grimly the last few seconds of this quarter. Desperate for a goal, the Lions. The Croker Grain scoreboard sees the Lions 2 behinds, the Swans 6-4-40.
Gathered out of the ruck there by Tommy B, and he sends a torpedo forward for the Lions there. Over the back as Mitch Taylor gets his hand pass to Jesse Lander there, gets a quick one away. Hunter Crozier makes a good tackle there, and the Lions have got this wrapped up in the pocket there. Umpire will ball it up. We're looking to get a goal on the board here late in this first quarter. Been a long time since you've seen the Lions goalless in there in a quarter. This ball's gone through for a behind. Conlon to bring it back in for Griffith.
Time getting away now. Lions will have to capture this.
He goes wide to an unmanned Summers there for Griffith. Dodges back inside, but he's forced back. Lions cutting this off. He goes back to the kicker, Nick Conlon there. Finds him deep in the pocket. Chips one and finds Jack Rouston in the other pocket. Goes short to Page. Goes over the top to Connell there. Griffith looked to get this out of defence. His kick goes wide, close to the boundary line there, and bundled over the line out of bounds. A miss mark there. The ball will be thrown back in.
Throw in there will be thrown in front of the Commons Hendricks sign there. Solicitors around the Riverina. We've got Kate in the office in Ganmain. So quarter time here at GFG. The Lions goalless in the first quarter. Now, going to have to get someone to tell us the last time that happened, but it doesn't matter. That's what's happened here today. The Lions, 3 behinds. The Swans, 6-4-40. They haven't put a foot wrong, Drew.
No, it's been all Griffith in this first quarter. They've won the centre clearances. They've created space and moved that ball into their forward line efficiently and got the score on the board. Sam Martin will be looking to talk to his troops here and get them to regroup going into this second quarter.
Yeah, he's probably going to tell them to try and forget about, don't be focusing on the scoreboard this early. We've just got to get our game back on track. I'd say that's what his message will be. Like you said, Andrew, he always emphasises the positives. He really doesn't go negative. Players are sucking in water, and seeing it's a warm day, the commentators will take a break and they'll have a couple of drinks till we come back for the second quarter. So the Swans have broken from their huddle. They are keen to get back into it. The Lions had to be given a bit of a G up by the timekeeper with the touch on the siren. Sam Martin there, Andrew, giving plenty of instruction. What do you reckon?
Yeah, he'll be looking for the Lions to have a bit more dominance in those set of bounces there. See if they can get some clearances, get first use of the ball. They're looking to transition that ball from the half-back line forward there. Forward line struggled a little bit there last week with their connectivity and their gellingness, so to speak. This week they'll be looking for improvement in this second quarter. It's not that it was too big of an issue because it didn't get down there too many times, Guy.
Yep. But Swans on top in the ruck here today at Dan Foley, normally formidable opponent, but at the moment Swans on top and taking it away out of that centre, swooping on it.
Ball goes up again, tapped down by Richards. Foley got up high on that occasion. Ball's gone out and gathered by Pollock there, and he's wrapped up in a strong tackle by Connor Krebser. Up they go again. Richards in front, but Foley wins that tap forward for the Lions. Gathered by Aaron Proctor. He gets a quick kick away. Tapped back over the top there by Butterfield. On to Krebser. He kicks in front high, looking for Tommy B. He can't mark. The ball's gone on the ground there. Picked up by Cunnell there, and he kicks his ball away. And gathered by Griffith there. He's wrapped up in a tackle there, and it's a good tackle by Jesse Lander there on his Griffith opponent, and he'll win a free kick there.
So that's a better start to the second quarter by the Lions. Andrew, if your man Tommy B, if he gets his, if he can mark a few that he gets his hands close to, he'll do some damage.
Yes, he just dropped that one there. Jesse Lander comes in, have to kick this from 49 metres out. It's not a wobbling old kick going forward. And it's marked by Cunnill there on that occasion. Comes over the back, takes a strong mark. He looks to switch this one back across field there. And finds McCormack on this occasion. Alex McCormack. He kicks wide looking for his Griffith teammate there. He gets it back, looks to come inside. Dribbles one across the ground, finds Jack Rowson. He has got a play on, gets it back inside. Gathered by Butterfield there. He's tackled, ball spills free, and umpire said he was slung to the ground. Free kick to Shannon Butterfield there on that far wing.
Yeah, not tolerating any of those sling tackles nowadays, which is a good thing because the head can hit the ground. A lot of conjecture in the AFL about old head injuries.
Comes inside to Matty Hamlin. He finds Jesse Lander again there at centre half forward. Looks to play on there. Kicks this one high over the back of Zach Brain. He comes forward. He can't mark this one. It's through his hands. Gathered by Zach Brain. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Play on, says the umpire there, and the ball's bundled over the sidelines there. Perez has taken it over for Griffith. Good tackle by Connor Krebser. And so the ball will be thrown in there on that 50-metre line.
So we'll have the throw in there in front of the landmark Narandra guys. All the graziers that are looked after by the guys down at Narandra there, having a great autumn. Plenty of feed for their stock.
Dan Foley taps that one down, but it's gathered by Marishi there. Pass forward by Dan Foley. Matty Hamlin's taken high on that occasion, and he'll have a shot on goal.
Yeah, well, Matt Hamlin, as we know, his intention is always the ball, and in the attempt to take him out of the contest and bring him down, high tackle was affected there.
I think some of the Griffith opponents were saying that he dropped his knees, but still got to make that tackle correctly.
Yes, that's right. There's no excuse.
I know, AFL circles, they're penalising some that dropped their knees, but he's gone back and slotted it through for the Lions.
So the Lions have opened their account in the second quarter with their first goal for the game. Croker Grain scoreboard, the Lions 139, the Swans 64-40. Bit over 3 minutes gone, second quarter. Of course, Matty Hamlin gets plenty of attention from the opposition. Andrew.
Yeah, no, he's a very good young player, Matty, and as I say, he started this game as well as last week. Aaron Proctor's doing a lot of bullying work in there, gets this one forward for the Lions there, picked up by Griffith there, he's wrapped up in a tackle. And the umpire will ball this up.
So we've only gone about 15 metres the Lions side of the centre.
Foley and Richards in the ruck there. This one's punched forward by Foley. Tapped over the top by Connor Krebser there. And he's just got a hold of his opponent there. Barter's a free kick to him. He finds Richards low. He's got to gather this one in. This one over the top. Kicks this one high. Under this is Sam Martin. Almost takes a mark. Gathered by Kirkman there. Back to Sam Martin. Gets this one inside. Looking for Josh Walsh. Gets his kick away, going forward, and finds Connor Krebser there at centre half forward. He looks to move this one on quickly over the top to Zach Brain, who's found a bit of space. It's gone over his head. It's racing towards the sideline. He gathers it in, charges towards goal, gets a hair pass off to Tommy B, and it's another goal for the Lions.
Much better passage of play there from the Lions, Drew. They came off that half-back line. Just a little bit looked like snippets of last year there, really, where they were coming off that half-back line. They'd set up through the centre, and couple of players showed a clean pair of heels there on occasion, and they were able to capitalise on with a goal there. So the Croker Grain scoreboard sees the Lions 2-3-15, the Swans 6-4-40.
Yeah, the Lions have lifted their intensity, the pressure around the ball. They pride themselves in that attack on the football, and they've this first 5 minutes of this quarter, as we see Nathan Richards put his contact lenses in. You don't see that very often, Guy, on a footy field, but up high it goes. Richards wins this ruck on this occasion, kicks this one forward. Under this is Matt Kanagi. He can't gather it in. Breaks one tackle, gets his kick away, looking for Matty Hamlin wide. Ball's on the ground there. Tapped back by Jesse Lander, onto Matty Hamlin, gathers it in, chips one over the top, finds Connor Cresba. Deep on the boundary line there, comes inside there, but cut off by Richards there. Wasn't a good kick.
The big Griffith ruckman, he's nearly best on the ground at the moment.
Yeah, he's having a very good game there.
He's not letting the warm day worry him.
His kick falls short. It's tapped down by Krebser, picked up by Jack Rowson, kicks this one high. Under it is Dan Foley. He can't take the mark. Gathered by Kirkman. Gets this one over the top there. And it's out over the sideline there, and this ball will be thrown in right in front of the club rooms there.
We'll get a good look at the ruck here. The throw-in's going to be right in front of the commentary position. Once again, plenty of water running around the ground. A few players, hands on hips, sucking in that oxygen.
One on that occasion by Foley, picked up by Jake Taylor. He can't get his hand pass away, and the ball's in dispute there, and an umpire will bounce it up again, ball it up again.
Plenty of talk by both sides.
Richards gets his hands over the top there and punches that one clear. Free kick to Matty Hamlin.
Tackle without it, Andrew. Oh no, yes, tackle without it. Umpire signalled the wrong way first up.
He hasn't come up too good from that tackle.
Yeah, he's carrying the ankle.
He's coming from the ground there. Jesse Lander kicks this one forward. Almost marked there by Benesuelas. Gone through his legs, gathered by Conlon there. Comes inside to Jack Ralston. He marks across half forward there, looks to switch this one wide, looking for Summers. Tom Sussay is going to cut this one off for the Lions there. Brings this inside, fumble there by Sam Martin. He's held when he hasn't got it. Go back and take this kick.
Let off there for the Lions.
Griffith getting back in numbers. Sends this one in long. Under this is Foley, and Zach Brain flies high over the back. Dan Foley gathers this one, and opportunist goal there for Dan Foley, and he kicks another one for the Lions.
Much better play from the Lions, even though they'll be keeping an eye on Matt Hattie's limp from the ground here. I think that ankle might have got caught under the tackle, Andrew. I think,
yeah,
by the look of it.
Yeah.
So they'll be icing that up and assessing it and keeping an eye on it. And never mind, there's plenty of players that can step into the breach. Good opportunity for someone else to step in. Matty Hamlin's had plenty of the ball, so we hope he's not injured too badly, but he'll have a rest. The Croker Grain scoreboard sees the Lions 3-3-21. All the play this quarter. The Swans 6-4-40. Ball back with the umpire in the middle.
Foley and Richards in the ruck. Richards gets that one down on that occasion. Picked up by Krebser there. He tries to get a hand pass away, and he dropped that one. And the umpire's issued a free kick.
He's got to come back behind the mark.
Picked up by Spencer there. He'll get the free kick. Looks to send this in for Griffith. He comes wide, looking for Rose and Green, but it's cut off by Tom Sussay on that occasion. Gathered by Sam Foley. He goes for the palm off, drops the ball, and kicks it high. Under this is Marishi, spoiled by Seb Hamlin there. Charging through is Rose and Green. Grabbed by Bartas there for Griffith. Looks to send this one deep into the forward line. Looking for Payne there. Under this is Marn. Charging through is Josh Walsh. The ball's on the ground there, picked up by Summers. Dodges around one, breaks another tackle. Gets a hand pass away out to Witherspoon. He kicks this one high, and it's gone over the top. And it's a free kick to there. Josh Walsh pushing the back.
Yeah, right in the last line.
Whitworth was on that occasion. He kicks one in short, looking for Dan Foley. He can't gather this one in. Ball's on the ground there. Gathered by Griffith. Gets a hand pass out to Summers. And he slots this one through for the Lions. The Giants Academy player has kicked that for the Swans, I should say, and that gives them a goal, their first goal of this quarter, Guy.
Croker Grain scoreboard. The Lions 3-3-21. The Swans 7-4-46. 10 minutes gone, second quarter. So the Swans have been able to steady that Lions opening attack, Andrew, and put a score on the board.
Matt Hamlin back on the ground for the Lions there as he walks towards the forward line.
That's good. No lasting effects, hopefully. We wait for the ball to umpire. Everyone's in their positions now. Ball up again.
Benesuelas and Richards in the ruck. Richard gets a tap, but Benesuelas regathers it there. Tries to get a hand pass away there. Gathers it in, dodges around one. Sends this one in forward for the Lions there under this Matty Hamlin. He's held on to play on, says the umpire.
Ridden to the ground, no free kick.
Ball comes out to Aaron Proctor there. He can't gather it in. Harry Carr comes through, tries to pick it up. Aaron Proctor gets a hand pass away there, and underneath this one is Bartis for Griffith on the wing there. Takes a mark. Gets his hand pass back out the back there. Kicked high. Under this is Kirkman and Payne. Charging through is Matt Carnegie there. Gathers this ball off the ground. Tries to get his hand pass away there. Gathered by Whitworth. Kicks this one forward. Jack Sussay is onto this one. Breaks one tackle. Gets a hand pass back to Sam Longmore. Chips one short and finds Josh Walsh. He plays on quickly. Gathered by Whitworth there, and his kick is marked by Payne. Play on to the umpire, not 15. Gathered by Summers. He's bumped instead. He should have been tackled. Bartis tries to grab round one, and he's forced it out over the sideline. It'll be a throw in.
Yeah, plenty of body on body there, Andrew, but sometimes tackle's what's required to get the turnover.
This game's stepped up a cog or two, Guy.
Yeah, good skill level, great attack on the footy for the second game of the year.
Tommy Banaswalis taps that one down, and gathered by Shannon Butterfield is wrapped up in a tackle there, and the umpire will ball it up. Banaswalis wins that out of the ruck, dodges around one, kicks this one long forward, looking for Mitch Taylor under this one. He can't mark. It's gone over the back there, grabbed by Jack Rouston, playing a great game of defence there for Griffith. Usually plays in the midfield, but he's playing deep for Griffith on this occasion. The ball's turned over again by the Lions there. Gathered by Griffith. Charging through, there's Mauricio. Chips one over the top, looking for Summers there. He tries to gather it in. Seb Hamlin can't hold on to it. Gets his kick away. It's a rough old kick forward there, looking for Dan Foley. And McCormack chase this ball over the sidelines in the forward pocket there, and it'll be a throw in.
Still a handy go forward position there, Andrew, as the ball's going to be thrown in front of the Riv Hotel. Of course, one of the major sponsors in Wagga there for the Lions. The Lions gather there after the games that are played in Wagga, so we appreciate that sponsorship.
Richards wins this one down, taps it down to Jack Rouston. He swings around on his trusty left foot, looking to kick this wide, and it's out over the boundary line, and it'll be a throw in the opposite pocket.
So throwing in out there in front of the Rabobank guys. Plenty of farmers use those in the district, the Rabobank guys.
Richards and Foley. Richards has front position, taps this one down. Gathered by Whitworth there. He gets a left foot kick around the corner away. Spoiled by Brain. Picked up by Jack Rouse and over the top to Payne here. Forging forward is Griffith on this occasion. Inside it comes, gathered by Sam Martin. Gets a hand pass back to Sam Longmore. He can't pick it up there. Gathered by Toscan, back inside to Jack Rouse and sends this one long over the back to Spencer, all on his own. He can play on here. Can run into an open goal for Griffith.
Put down your glasses, I think, Andrew.
And that's another goal to Griffith on that occasion. It was a good transition from defence to forward by the Swans, and that's their 8th goal.
Bit easy there on that situation once the Swans got inside their 50. Bit of a lack of attention on that player. I'm sure Sam Martin will remind his backman there at the break that it's got a bit more close checking. As I always say, it's easy from up here.
Yeah, conditions are pretty warm out there. It's Griffith dominating this game at this stage, this second half of the second quarter. It's been Ganmain that first half of the second quarter, but Richards winning the ball out of the ruck there, but regathered by Tom Banaswalis, and he's caught with the ball there. Pollock will take possession of this out of the centre.
Lions will need to defend grimly here.
Looks to kick this one forward, looking for Toscan, but it's a good mark by Carnegie there.
Yes, paid in the finish.
Put his body on the line.
Stood his ground.
Kicks this one wide, looking for Matt Hamlin there. He takes a mark deep on the wing. Gets go over the top. It's a
kick not what required.
Bad kick picked up by Conlon there. Comes back in forward to Whitworth. Hand one's over the top to Rouston there. And it's a mark by Josh Walsh there. In the pocket for the Lions.
Josh Walsh stepping up into that role. Today Benny's away, so we've got to have another reliable Walsh.
Good mark by Jesse Lander there on the wing. Goes to kick this forward, looking for Dan Foley. He's been shoved in the back there. Free kick to Dan Foley. Pushed there by Alex McCormack. He doesn't agree with the umpire's decision, but Foley kicks this one over the top for a vacant Zach Brain there. He looks to send this one in. Look over the back, looking for Connor Krebser. He's gathered this one in and gets a quick kick away, and it's a goal to the Lions.
Well read in that situation.
Quick reply.
So much needed goal for the Lions here as we bit over the 16-minute mark of the quarter, so there's more time to do plenty of damage yet. The Croker Grain scoreboard sees the Lions 4-3-27, the Swans 8-4-52. Andrew, that decision out here, a lot of the Swan supporters weren't too happy with the umpire in that situation. He was...
Yeah, you see some paid, you see some not paid, but the umpire was in a good position, and definitely was a push there.
He caught more flack than the Reserve Bank governor there on that occasion.
Yep. Richards tries to get this one out of the ruck there. It's pushed forward by the Lions there. Perezi gets a hand pass away there. Crozier has been tackled without possession of the ball. Hunter Crozier's free kick in the centre of the ground there. He looks to move this one on. Kicks this one high, looking for Mitch Taylor deep in the forward line, and it's a good mark there by Cunningham there for Griffith. He plays on quickly, looking for Spencer, takes one on the far wing there for the Swans, looks to come inside for the Swans. On his left foot, sends this one forward, looking for Toscan, uses the body there, play on, says the umpire, gathered by Kirkman, play on it, ball's kicked out there by the Lions. Jack Susse tries to pick this one up, but tackled high there was Griffith player. He looks to play on there, send this one in long, looking for Toscan on his own, but it's cut off by Josh Walsh there in that last line of defence for the Lions.
Josh Walsh is stepping up this quarter, Andrew, when it's much needed to cut it off.
Had a good game last week, Josh, and he's continued on this week. Gets it out to Tommy B. Looks for Harry Carr. It's gone over his head.
Go, Tommy.
Almost gathered there by Tom Susse. Back to Sam Martin. He can't pick it up. Lions seem to have a tack of the fumbles there today.
Yes.
And
He was always going to be in trouble. He went to ground with it and didn't do enough to knock it out.
Lions come in field there to Pereza. He kicks this one forward there, and it's a mark by Toscan. 20 metres out from goal, straight in front.
Swans have got the opportunity to increase their lead before half-time. 18 minutes gone. He's going back for a set shot. He's going to take all the time he can. Kick from 35 or so won't be a problem. Not even a slight breeze. Those flags of the Lions flags are not even fluttering on that scoreboard, on the Croker Grain scoreboard. He comes in, kicks over the goal umpire's head on that occasion and registers another major for the Swans.
Yes, Griffith once again there. A quick turnover. It's been the problem on occasions here for the Lions with turnover there and resulting in a goal to Griffith.
So it's been a quarter of two halves, Andrew. The Lions came out, did all that attacking and got themselves on the scoreboard, and the Swans have been able to nullify it, and not only nullify it, they've continued attacking.
Yeah, they've been able to respond in this second quarter.
Pretty good standard football, really.
Richie Taylor.
Richardson, Tommy B in the ruck. Ball's going up, and Richards taps this down to Pollock. He gets one high into the forward line for Griffith there. Under it is Sam Martin.
Yeah, well, I was in.
Tackle high there on the Griffith player in Seb Hamlin, and he'll take the free kick across half-back there for the Lions. He looks to switch the ball out to Tommy B. He takes a mark on the half-back flank there. Chips one over the top looking for Tom Susse. He moves it on quickly to Matt Hamlin in front of the coach's box for the Lions. Plays on quickly, chips us one forward to Jesse Lander on the half-forward flank. He's got Kirkman short over the top. He elects to kick this long, dodges around his teammate there, sends this one up to the hot spot. Under this is Mitch Taylor. High as Brain, went up early. The ball's on the ground there, and a good tackle by Tommy Beneswalas, but the umpires deemed he didn't have prior, and the ball will be balled up there right in front of the Lions' goals.
Drew, it looks like Brain fancies himself to take a big mark now and again.
Well, he did take a big hanger last week, but maybe could stay on the ground on occasions. Ball cleared here by young Conlon, out to Rosen Green here. He takes a mark in front of Tom Susse on the half-back flank.
Yeah, good mark under pressure there from the Griffith lad.
Looks to send this one high down the line. Under this is Ganmain, coming through is Toscan strongly. Almost gathered by Page, gathered by Pollock there, dodges around one. Charges onto the pacer there of Marishi there, running through the centre of the ground, goes to kick this one over the top. Sam Martin and Spencer on this one, and Spencer gains possession, kicks the goal. And that's another one for Griffith. Responded quickly. Just their pace at the contest is...
Yeah, they took it away from this centre wing, Andrew. Went through the centre with numbers. They had the break on the Lions, and Sam Martin was turned around by his opponent down there and resulted in a goal. Actually, good play by the Swans. As we said in the pre-match, when you become premiers, everyone lifts their game to try and get up and knock you off. That's exactly what Griffiths brought their A grade. They really brought their A grade game here to the Ganmain footy ground today, and that's exactly what we're seeing. A good level of good standard of bush footy.
So it's been a pretty even quarter. Ball's gone up. Richards taps this one down. Tried to be gathered by Dan Fowler there. Coming through is Whitworth. Over the top there to Rosengreen. He fumbles the ball. Gathered by Pollock. He kicks this one forward there. Under it is Ganmain. He can't gather it in. It's gathered by Spencer again, and he has another shot at goal. Gets another one.
They can do no wrong because they are attacking in numbers.
They're a little bit cleaner than the Lions, making the most of their possessions.
22 minutes gone. Now the halftime siren might become the Lions' friend shortly, Andrew, to subdue this attack and come out and regroup. And not that that's any excuse. They've got to fight it out. Try and peg one or two back before half-time. Well done to the Swans on this occasion.
Foley and Richards in the ruck once again. It's gone high. Foley jumps. Well, he's been penalised for leaping over the top of Richards on that occasion. And
pretty good effort to leap over the big fella.
Yeah. And it's a mark on the far side there to Sam Foley. He looks to chip this one forward, but it's gone over the top there to Marishi. He can't pick it up, and it's taken over the sideline by... no, it's a free kick to Jesse Lander. Held when he didn't have it. He plays on. Kicks this one over the top, looking for Connor Krebser. Gone through his hands, gathered by Shannon Butterfield, takes the tackle, and the umpire's going to ball it up there on that far side.
So the ball up will be affected out there on the attacking half-forward flank for the Lions late in the second quarter.
Ball's tapped down. Connor Krebser tries to get his kick away, but he's wrapped up in a strong tackle, and the umpire will ball it up once again. Ball tapped down by Foley there. Ball's been picked up by Griffith, kicked wide. It's a race for the ball to the boundary line there, gathered by Ganmain and taken out over the sidelines on that true centre wing.
Another throw in there in front of that Cobra Apparel sign. Locals can still get their merchandise. Go online through the website and you can buy it that way and get it delivered in the mail.
Ball's gathered out of the ruck by Marishi there. Takes 1-2 bounces. Kicks this one forward to the goal square, and he's kicked a goal, a long-range goal.
It's all Griffith. It's all Griffith, and good luck to them. They're first to the ball. They're running in numbers. Croker Grain scoreboard sees the Lions 4-3-27. The Swans 12-4-76. 24 minutes gone, second quarter. Half-time break, fast approaching.
Griffith, their Giants Academy players are playing very well. They're very fit and very fast.
They're gelling well all over the ground, Andrew. Enormous stumbling block, this big Griffith ruckman.
No one wins that tap decisively there. The ball goes forward for Griffith there. Hand pass out the back by Griffith, gathered by Matty Hamlin. Bursts through the pack, takes one bounce, kicks this one across to Connor Krebser at centre half forward. He looks to move it quickly, looks for Shannon Butterfield. He can't gather it in, over the back to Zach Brain, gathers one quickly, snaps around at goal, and ball's gone through for a goal. Very good goal to Zach Brain. Very determined effort from Zach on that occasion, and he's resulted in a goal.
Much needed goal for the Lions late in the quarter. Lions 5-3, 33. The Swans 12-4, 76. Might be enough time for another one. Desperately needed by the Lions.
Foley and Richards in the ruck again. Foley judges this one better. Taps it down, but to Page for Griffith there. Gets his kick forward, gathered by Payne. Hand pass over the top to Whitworth there. Kicks one in short and finds Toscan on a lead. Very open forward line on that occasion for Griffith. One-on-ones, and he'll go back and have a shot late in this second quarter for Griffith.
Swans must have heard me talking about this time for the Lions. They said, well, if there's time for the Lions, there's time for us too. And that's exactly what happened. They took it out of the centre. Got a good shot of this. He comes in, going to kick from 30. Well, a bit offline, I think, on that occasion. The umpire taps his shoulder and waves it behind.
Drifted to the left there. Ball will be brought back in by Sam Martin. He can kick long to Zach Brain here on the wing, which he does. Sits under this one. Ball's gone over the back there. Race for it for Harry Carr, and it's kept in by Harry Carr on that occasion. Gets a hand pass inside to Shannon Butterfield. Back to Harry Carr there. He's got Jesse Landell on his own deep. Kicks this one over the top. Sun in their eyes. He can't mark it. Coming through is Hunter Crozier. Gathers this one and kicks a late goal for the Lions there. It's been a pretty even quarter this quarter.
Yeah, good scoring quarter by both sides.
Goals are plenty, but the Lions still find themselves 6 goals down.
Croker Grain scoreboard. The Lions 6-3, 39. The Swans 12-5, 77. Lions can't close the gap. There won't be much time left now once the ball gets bounced. 27 minutes gone. So it'll be a matter of coming to the sheds at half time, taking advice, taking water, taking a break. See if they can come out and play as well, and either side can fight it out in the last half.
Richards taps this down, but it's gathered by Matty Hamlin. Swings around on his left foot, kicks this one forward. Under this is Conlon. Takes a good mark. Kicks this one wide, looking for Maurishi, who's been dangerous this second quarter. Takes a mark out on that far wing for Griffith. Looks to come inside. He's got Richards on his own and finds him. Right in the centre of the ground. He switches out to this side, marked by Rosengreen. Gets one back inside to Jack Rowson. Dodges around on his left. Umpire's pulled one out here for a infringing behind play there. Zach Brain by Perez for Griffith.
Free kick off the ball. His opponent brought him down away from the ball.
Gets a good pass to Mitch Taylor in front of the coach's box for the Lions. Swings around on his left. Almost marked by Tom Susso there, and the ball's gone out over the sideline. It'll be thrown in there.
So the throw in there will be in front of the quality wool sign there, those guys there from Wagga Wagga.
Ball falls short from the throw in there. Tapped down by Richards through the hands of Harry Carr. Gathered by Richards. Kicks us one around. Finds Matty Hamlin. Takes a good mark under plenty of pressure from Pollock.
Matty Hamlin there appealing for the free kick. Really doesn't matter now. He was too far out and the siren had gone anyway, so we can you can think about it in the next half. So Andrew, before we have a break, you might well you've been summing it up, but you might sum up that quarter. Good quarter of football, but the Lions just didn't make a lot of impression on the scoreboard, closing the gap, as it were.
Yeah, no, they struggled to close the gap. It was all the Lions the first half of that second quarter, then it was all Griffith the second half, and the Lions still find themselves 6 goals down at half time. They showed some good signs there at times, but they've still got a lot of work to do, the Lions, to get back into this game. Griffith have shown superior speed across the ground and been able to apply plenty of pressure to the Lions on occasions, and they find themselves 6 goals up at half time. Good players there for Griffith. There's young Maurishi there, young Summers and Spencer. Jack Rowson across half back there, playing in a customary role across deep there. He usually plays in the midfield there for Griffith and having a very good game. And of course Richards in the ruck there, dominating the taps.
Yeah, he's dominated the centre, and he's dominated virtually around the ground too. And on that last occasion here, on that throw in, well, he didn't. The ruck was inconclusive, but then he roved it, and they got it back through the centre there. Anyway, so the players have they've come to the dressing rooms to take on their messages from their respective coaches, have a break and suck in some water and some air, and the commentators will do the same thing, and we'll be back with you with the third quarter. So we're back here at the Lions home ground after the half-time break. Andrew went into the rooms, and so what's the message, Andrew?
Oh, Sam Martin, yeah, wanted the Lions to getting smashed with contested possession, so they wanted an improvement in that area, and sort of their rotations, to get their rotations right. Some of their rotations are not beneficial to the players to get that right, and to man up on the wings and around the contest, and see if they can get the upper hand, because
but all credit to the Swans, just the same.
So Richards wins that ruck, and Mauritius wrapped up in a good tackle there by Jesse Lander. He sends this one along quickly, looking for Tommy B. He's pushed under this one there. I mean, takes a good mark. Looked like he was out of that contest there, but he reached back and dragged that one in, and he's taken a good mark 30 metres out straight in front of goal.
Well, this is exactly what the Lions need in the opening minutes of the third quarter. If he can slot this major and spur them on a little bit, he shouldn't have any trouble. He's dead in front. He's probably kicked from 30. As we watch him, comes in, very deliberate on his focus. Goal umpire does not move. A major to the Lions, desperately needed.
First goal in the first minute to the Lions of the third quarter. Just checking around the grounds at quarter time up at Kindra Park between the Grasshoppers, Coolaman and Leeton Witten. It was at quarter time, it was a small lead to Leeton Witten, 13-9. Half time at Mangapla, they were up by 50 points against Narrandera. Half time between Turvey Park and Collingully. Collingully was slightly up, 32-29. As the ball goes up there, tapped down by Richards there, breaking free as Pollock gets a hand pass away to Butterfield, gets a hand pass off to Matty Hamlin. He gets a hand wrapped up in a tackle. Butterfield comes charging through, and the umpire's going to call for a ball up. No prior there.
Crowd think otherwise, particularly the Griffith supporters.
Pretty handy crowd here at the game. Ball comes down to Pollock there. As Marishi tried to fend off Turner on that occasion. Good strong tackle there by Jake Turner on that occasion.
Couldn't fend off the young fella.
There. Finds Matt Hamlin there in the centre of the ground. He goes wide, looking for Tom Sussay there. Takes a mark wide there. He's got Sam Martin in front of the scoreboard there. Chips it over to him there. On a lead is Tommy Banaswalis. It's straight onto the chest. Good pass by Martin. And he'll go back and have a second shot at goal.
Much better movement by the Lions in this opening few minutes of the third quarter. Third quarter, often referred to as a premiership quarter. I'm not sure why. The Lions were premiers last year, but the Swans are not letting that worry them today. They're showing them that they can play this year too. Comes in, he's going to be on a 45-degree angle. 40, kicks from 40, goal umpire doesn't move. Another goal to the Lions, exactly what they need.
Yes, it was good contested work in there, centre of the ground. Something Sam Martin wants from the Lions. Won that possession out of the centre. 2 goals have resulted.
The Croker Grain scoreboard. The Lions 8-4, 52. The Swans 12-5, 77. 3 gone, third quarter. Let's see if these Lions can maintain that intensity, Andrew.
Richardson Foley once again. Tapped down there by no one in particular. It's held up and the umpire will ball it up once again. Richards under this one, uses his body and taps this one back away. But gathered by Matty Hamlin, kicks this wide, looking for Jake Taylor. He can't mark the ball there. Charging through his Barters, gets one back to Pollock there. He's been good for Griffith, kicks this one inside there, punched by Kirkman. Gathered by Josh Walsh, takes the tackle, gets his hand pass away. Out to Aaron Proctor, chipped one over the top. Grabbed by Pollock there out of the air, he plays on quickly. Toscan in the pocket here, forces Walsh under the ball, but it's out over the sidelines. There'll be a throw in there.
Throw in there in front of the Centre Care sponsors there. Those relationship people there in Wagga, and also any mental health issues, you can seek them out. Don't want anyone putting up with those mental health issues. Very important nowadays. Seek help.
Foley taps that down to Matty Hamlin. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle there by Perezi for Griffith, and the umpire will ball it up. 35 metres out from goal. Foley and Toscan in the ruck. Foley taps this down to Jack Rouston, who's come forward, but he's caught with the ball there. Good tackle by Aaron Proctor.
Tried to do too much.
The Lions will be happy this first 4 minutes. Increase their intensity. He looks to chip short to Aaron Proctor in the pocket there. Dan Foley passed it off. Then to Josh Walsh. Lions trying to work this out of defence. Forced to go long. Inside is Seb Hamlin under this one. Can't take the mark. Gathered by Toscan. Goes forward through the hands of Kirkman. But it's deemed to be chopped. And he gets a free kick there in defence. Kicks this one wide. He's got Sam Martin on his own. He plays on. Chips this one over the top. Got Tom Sussay on his own on that far wing. Chips one over the top, looking for Benasqualis. Ball hits the ground, doesn't make a target. He breaks the tackle there. Dodges around one. Goes to send this one into Harry Carr on a lead. Goes through the hands of Nick Conlon out over the boundary line. Zach Brain keeps it in, and it's forced through by Sam Foley for Griffith, and the ball will be kicked back in.
Swans happy to concede a behind on that occasion.
It's out of the bounds on that far side.
Got to go back, Andrew, have we?
Got to go back and be thrown in.
Right. Well, that just means the Lions might be able to grab it and get a goal while it's
Carr
down
taps
there.
this down to Cresver. He can't get his kick away. Deemed to be caught with the ball there, and free kick to Griffith there. Good tackle by Jack Rouston.
Yeah, Swans are on top of their tackling, Andrew, not giving the Lions any time at all.
He looks to switch this one over onto the clubhouse side. Gets a kick to young Maresha there. Looks to come back inside. Finds Page, the ex-Queanbeyan player for Griffith. He chips short to Rouston. Swans work this one out of defence. Goes to go wide here, looking for Conlon, but he can't mark the ball. And he's copped one to the midriff there, and he'll take his free kick in front of the Griffiths box. Comes inside to Page. He chips one over the top to Rouston. Griffith winning possession at will here. Kicks this one long, looking for Spencer. He can't mark it. It's gone over the top. Gathered by Butterfield. Gets one back to Dan Foley. Kicks this high to Matt Hamlin there in the centre of the ground. He's got Tom Sussay wide on his own. He's got a Paddock in front of him there. Gathers a bouncing ball in front of him there. Benasqualis on the lead there. Contested by McCormick. It's gone through hands over the back. And gathered by Richards. He's grabbed in a strong tackle there by Aaron Proctor. And the umpire's going to call this to be thrown in. Taken over the sidelines there.
Tommy B there. He was double teamed, so he couldn't beat them.
Carr and Richards in the ruck. Richards pushes him off. The ball's on the ground at their feet. And underneath it there is Connor Krebser, and the umpire will ball it up. Jesse Lander actually. Carr and Richards grabs that out of the ruck. Dodges around one. Gets his left foot clicked back into the centre of the ground. Gathered by Matt Kanagi. And he's tackled as he takes possession, and the umpire will ball it up there in the centre of the ground.
No prior opportunity was tackle. Immediately he grabbed the ball. Ruck set themselves once again.
Foley and Richards. And Foley taps that one down. Gathered by Page, but he kicks forward and gathered by the mark's taken there by Seb Hamlin. He swings around on his trusty left. Looks to kick wide, looking for Mitch Taylor and finds him. He looks to play on, send this one in long. Ball's up. Underneath this is Beneswalis. Gone through his hands, gathered by Butterfield. He can't take the ball. Good tackle by Aaron Proctor there, and the umpire's going to ball it up. No prior. Couple of great tackles there by Aaron Proctor in that deep in that forward line, the last minute.
Strong tackling by both sides. Umpire's pretty good with that rule, Andrew, with no prior.
Richards taps this down there. The ball's at their feet. Picked up by Conlon. Kicks this one wide, looking for Rosengreen. And the ball's forced over by Jake Taylor there on that half-forward flank for the Lions.
Jake Taylor been pretty consistent amongst the Lions little fellas, Drew.
Yes, he's had a good game on the wing there for the Lions. Not much of him, but he tries his heart out. Low throw in on that occasion. The umpire calls him to throw it in again. Mitch Taylor and Richards in the ruck there. Taylor with front position, punches this one forward, gathered by Spencer there, kicks this one high. Pollock over the back there, gathered by Payne, stolen by Mahon, and he's forced. No, the ball's still in play there. Gathered by Summers. He dodges around one, back to Payne. He's hand pass is smothered. Comes back to Brain there. Goes to kick back inside. Finds Matt Hamlin. On to Dan Foley. Cross to Sam Martin, the centre of the ground. He's all alone. He can run if he wants. Runs through the centre of the ground one. Kicks this one high. Looking for Aaron Proctor deep. Ball's on the ground there. Gathered by Griffith. He hasn't got possession and the umpires...
Yeah, outpositioned by his Griffith opponent there on that occasion. He had the drop on him, had the best position, held him out.
Free kick to Cunningham there. As the Lions pressure the goals there. Ball's gone over the top, over the sidelines there in front of the Griffiths box. It'll be another throw in.
So the boundary line might be the Lions' friends there as we wait for the throw in there in front of the Commons Hendrick sign. Lions desperate to get more on the board this quarter. 10 minutes, a bit over 10 minutes gone.
Foley taps that one forward, picked up by Shannon Butterfield. He sends this one wobbly old left foot down, looking for Cunningham there. He comes charging through. He spills the ball out to Jesse Lander. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Gathered by Butterfield, gets his kick away. Gathered by Carr, gets a left foot kick back inside and marked by Connor Krebser. 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
He did well to centre that ball from that position, and Connor Krebser there presented. Had no hope of anything around the boundary line. He knew that you need to kick it inboard if they were a chance, and that's exactly what he's done. We're going to watch this goal over Connor Krebser's left shoulder as he comes in on that left foot. Oh no, fading
it's
away.
Tight. It's over the post, is it, guys?
Yeah, over the post, and so the one flag from the goal umpire down there at the northern end.
Would have been handy after all this work in the last 5 minutes. The Lions forward line. Griffith chipped one into Jack Rouston there. He looks to push this one wide, find Cunningham there, deep in the pocket. He decides to play on, runs around his opponent in Proctor. Ball's gone over the back there. Picked up by Griffith. He ducks his head, but it's a free kick. Free kick there to Perezi.
12 minutes gone now. The Lions, the Croker Grain scoreboard. The Lions 8-5, 53. The Swans 12-5, 77.
He kicks this one high. Under it is Dan Foley. Gone through his hands. Picked by Seb Hamlin. Dodged around there is Jack Sussay. Back to Jed Guthrie. He can't pick it up. Gathered by Payne. He drops the ball. Free kick to Seb Hamlin. Goes back to Dan Foley there, looking for a switch.
He's going to have to come back down this wing, I think.
Down the wing there, he's got Jed Guthrie. Takes a good mark in front of the coach's box. Confidence mark there for Jed. Comes back inside for Mitch Taylor on the wing. Looks to send this one along over the top there to Sam Longmore. Takes a mark coming out. Gets it off back to Mitch Taylor there. He runs onto this one. His kick smothered. Ball's bouncing there for Hunter Crozier. He can't gather it. He's grabbed hold of there, hasn't got possession.
Yeah, too much attention being applied to him there. Too much pressure applied to him without the ball. That free kick was always there.
Chips this one high, looking for Connor Krebser. The ball's punched. Gone through the hands of Sam Foley there. Charging through as Marisha. Gets a hand pass away. Connell can't grab it. Diving on it is Matty Hamlin. Tries to get this one out. Gathered by Griffith there. Jack Ralston tackled. Picked up by Marishi there. Looks to clear this ball for Griffith and gets one out to Barters. A good kick there. Griffith looked to clear this ball out of the defence. Kicks this one high, looking for Marn and Payne. It's gone over the back there. Gathered by Josh Walsh. Gets his hand pass away. Oh, well, and there it is. Deliberate. The umpires thought so.
Josh Walsh was seeking the boundary line there as his friend, but the umpires penalised him for it. So important kick here for the Swans as we're right over his shoulder.
Payne to take the free kick.
70 metres from goal.
Sends this one long high, looking for Toscan. Under it is Foley. Takes a good mark.
Dan Foley saved the day for the Lions.
Goes back inside to Hunter Crozier. He can take ground here up through the centre of the ground. Chips in short, finds Josh Walsh. On to Zach Brain. Takes a one-handed grab. Plays on, one bounce through the centre of the ground there. He's got Matty Hamlin deep. Sam Foley's in front position here. One bounce, gathered by Matty Hamlin.
Oh, high tackle.
He's grabbing high.
Yep.
Over the shoulder there.
Yeah, always. That was pretty evident there. But much better from the Lions there, Andrew. Streaming through the centre. That's what we've known them for. Get it down there. And some of those kicks, they need to lower their eyes a little bit down into that forward line. Particularly when you're kicking to a little guy.
Very important kick this for Matt Ham. Goes the check side and misses to the right, and it's a behind. Lions had all the play this quarter and slowly edging their way back into this game.
That one would have been handy. Still time. 15 minutes gone.
Griffith coming board once again to Jack Ralston. He's their go-to man there across half-back. He looks to switch this one wide and finds Whitworth there. Swings around on his left. He plays one on over the top to Spencer. He's got a paddock in front of him. Comes in short. Good use of the body there by Toscan, but he can't mark. Ball's on the ground there. Gathered by Jack Sussay. Back to Seb Hamlin. Kicks this one on to Hunter Crozier. Chips one over the top to Mitch Taylor there from Shannon Butterfield. Lions look to switch out to this fat side there. On to Connor Krebser. He drops a mark he should have taken. Play on, says the umpire. He's going to say ball it up. A little bit of confusion there from the players. He did pay a mark, but the mark was not taken, and he'll ball this one up on the half-forward flank there, the Lions forward line.
Hunter Crozier working himself into the game this quarter, Andrew.
Yes, he's had a good quarter, so is Shannon Butterfield. He's been playing well too. Under this is Toscan and Sam Martin. Toscan front position, tries to gather it in there. Gathered by Page, taps this one in front of him. Gathered by Jed Guthrie there, he tries to pick this one up. And the umpire's going to ball this one up on the half-forward line for Griffith now.
Sam Martin hobbling off here, Drew.
Looks like an ankle injury. Under this one is Toscan. Tapped down by Dan Foley. Tries to gather this one in. Grabbed by Marisha there.
Held to him.
Umpire will ball this one up.
Players a little bit willing here. A little bit of physicality coming into it. Umpire will ball it up and get them on their way and take their mind off that.
Foley taps this down to Pollock. He clears through the pack there, kicks this one high. Looking for Payne there. Ball's on the ground there. He's wrapped up in a tackle, tries to kick this one over the top. Under this is Seb Hamlin there. Good strong defence by Seb and punches this one through. Jack Sussay looks to bring this one in. Chip short to Josh Walsh. Chips another one short to Seb Hamlin across half back there for the Lions. They look to clear this one, comes inside to Kirk Marn. Takes us 15-metre kick. Looks to move this one on. Looking long, looking for Jake Taylor. He's under this one. Ball's on the ground, falls clear to Whitworth. He tries to bust through that tackle there. Good strong tackle by Sam Longmore, and the umpire says, I'll throw it in, please. It's gone over the sideline.
So a throw in out there will be in front of the Brill Ag sign there. Rowan Brill, local agronomist. there. Plenty of agronomy work at the moment with the rain and the canola and the early crops going in.
Gathered by Hannah there, kicks this one high. Under this is Guthrie and Carnegie. Ball's on the ground, gathered by Matty Hamlin. Gets a hand pass over the top to Kirkman. Clears this one, looking for Hunter Crows. It takes a good mark, low to the ground.
Yeah, he's having a good quarter. Desperate for options.
Chips this one over the top, and it's a missed kick, marked by Richards there. Griffith's forced to turn over. He looks to send this one in long. Under it is Kirkman, and the ball's out on the full, is it? No, over the boundary line, and it'll be a throw in that pocket. Griffith, left-hand pocket. In the ruck is Toscan and Tommy B. Ball's thrown in high. Tapped down by Toscan. Gathered by Seb Hamlin. Kicks this high, looking for Connor Krebser. He punches this one clear. Gathered by Spencer. Numbers for Griffith back inside. Picked up by Jack Rouston. Looks to chip one over the top. Is it 15? Play on, says the umpire. He's got space. Kicks this one high, and it's through for a behind. A let off there for the Lions.
"20 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Lions running out of time in this quarter. They'd like to narrow that gap a little bit more going into the three-quarter time break.
Jack Sussay to bring this one in. They probably desperately needed a couple more goals this quarter, but it's, as you say, it's getting late in the quarter, 20-minute mark. And they're hemmed in their forward line. They're miskicked there by Seb Hamlin. Over the top there to Jed Guthrie. Kicks this one back to Jack Sussay there. The Lions struggling to find an out here. Comes inside looking for Kirkman. A risky kick, but he finds his target. Not much movement there from the Lions. Called to play on here.
Oh,
and he's deemed to be caught with the ball.
It sums the day up a little bit for the Lions, Andrew. He was busy looking for options up for to go to, and there wasn't a lot, and took too long, and his Griffith opponent swooped on him. He'll kick from 35. Still not a breeze, not a slight. No slight breeze at all, so that won't be a problem. Great day for goal kicking. Comes in on his right foot. Goal umpire moves across. We wait for it. Players like it. It's a goal to another goal to the Swans.
Goal to the Swans, their first goal of the quarter.
Croker Grange scoreboard. The Lions 8-6-54. The Swans 13-7-85. Wait for the ball to come back in the centre. 21 minutes gone. Still plenty of activity from the water runners.
No, it just helps too long just to play on.
Sam Martin still on the bench, Andrew, is he, I think?
Yeah, still on the bench, Guy.
Returned with that ankle injury.
Richards wins that ruck, but down to Aaron Proctor. Kicks this one long and high. Under it is Dan Foley and McCormack, but good use of the body there by Dan Foley, and takes a strong mark. 30 metres out on a slight angle. Lions need this goal.
Dan Foley amongst the last year, amongst the top of the Lions goal kickers, I think, from memory.
Kicks on its way, and the umpires, it's gone over the post and through for behind. It's been an improvement from the Lions in this quarter, but there just hasn't been enough on the scoreboard. Griffith looked to bring this wide. Under this is Barters. He takes a mark over the back there. Looks to send this down the line. Under this is Richards and Tommy Barnes-Wallace, but Richards uses his weight, pushes him off the ball, and the ball's over the sideline. It'll be a throw in.
The big ruckman from Griffith, Andrew, is not showing any signs of tiring.
No, he's pushing the game out well, Guy.
Good luck to him. Down to Aaron Proctor. He kicks this one high. Under it is Harry Carr.
Ball's bounced on the ground, gathered by Sam Foley. Back to Whitworth, chips this one over the top there, marked by Summers. For Griffith, right in front of the Ganmain coach's box. Kicks this one inside, looking for Hannah. Under it is Jake Taylor. He brings this one to the ground. Gathered by Spencer there. Breaks one tackle. Gets a hand pass away to his teammate there. Jack Rouston tries to pick this one up. He dives in on top of it, but the umpire's going to call a ball up.
Lions defending grimly. They won't want to be scored against if they're a chance going into the last quarter. They've got to hold the scoreboard now.
Tommy Beneswalas taps this down, but gathered by Spencer. But he's caught in a good tackle by Jesse Lander. Drops the ball.
Pretty good game for the Lions, Drew.
Yes, he's having a good game, Jesse. Didn't have a real big pre-season, but he's right back into things. Kicks this one wide, looking for Dan Foley. He's nudged under the ball there by McCormack. He gathers the ball back to Jack Rouston. Chips this one forward, looking for his teammate on that far wing there. Just can't see the number. Goes to come inside there for Marishi. Numbers for Griffith inside there. They've done it a lot on occasions. Running through his tunnel. Grab it by, he dropped the ball there. Barters couldn't pick it up. Brains tackled and he'll get the free kick. Caught high there in the centre of the ground.
He's tried hard all day too.
Goes short to Matt Kanagi there in the centre of the ground. Yes, as I say, it was an improved quarter from the Lions, but the scoreboard hasn't resulted in them pegging back much of that lead from Griffith as they go into the last quarter with a 30-point lead over the Lions.
Yeah, that 5 goals in the way this game's panning out, Andrew. That 5 goals is a fairly good lead. So it's going to take a lot for the Lions to come back over the Swans from here. They won't think they can't do it. So the Swans, we'll see if the Swans are up to the task of holding their lead or increasing it. So the commentators, like the players, will have a drink and we'll bring you the last quarter. So the players, both sides, break from their respective three-quarter time huddles, and from our position up here, we could pick up that Sam Martin trying to gee his players up, and we heard him say that Lions don't lose here at the Den. So their backs are to the wall for this last quarter here. What can they do, Andrew?
Yeah, well, they say he's called on the pride of the Lions there. That you heard his speech, and the Lions have just got to continue to fight here, try and get this first goal on the board. Richards taps this one down to Page there, gets one out to Spencer. Griffith go forward here. Under it is Summers, picked by Barters, kicks this one long and high, and it's a goal. It's a good kick, and that's not what the Lions wanted. It's a goal to Griffith.
No, that's the last start we would have wanted to if we're going to see a Lions come back here today for the last quarter. The Croker Grain scoreboard sees the Lions 8-7-55, the Swans 14-7-91.
Sam Martin be looking for the Lions to show a bit of fight in this last quarter. Push this game out. Foley and Richards in the ruck again. Richards taps that one down. Kicked forward by Jack Rouston, who's moved into the centre of the ground. Back to Jack Rouston. Been very good for Griffith today. Kicks this one high under. This is Jack Sussay. Takes a good, strong mark in front of Toscan on that occasion. He'll go back to take his kick. Goes to come inside there. Ball spills 3. Pollock slow to get to his feet. Mann gathers this one, kicks it wide. Under this is Jake Taylor. He takes a mark. Looks to play on. Kicks it low, looking for Tommy B. It's over his head. Brain tries to pick this one up with Foley for Griffith. Coming through is Griffith there.
Held to him, the umpire said, so he's going to ball it up.
That was Spencer. The other Spencer down to Page. He kicks this one high. Under this is Jack Sasse. Almost marks. Ball's on the ground there. Charging through is young Summers. He can't pick it up. Ball's kicked along the ground there. Pollock gets a high one there. And he'll take his kick in front of the coach's box for Griffith there. Been very good for Griffith today, Pollock.
Drew, you used that word there, almost. Well, almost is not good enough today. You've got to mark it.
Yep. Kanagi drops one there. It was a difficult mark. Ball hand passed over the top there by Foley. Bartas throws this one away. Free kick there to Aaron Proctor. He's tried hard today. Needs some options to present there. Goes upfield. Under this is Rouston. The ball's built free. Coming through his Page there. He gathers this one. Kicks around the corner on left foot. Kicks this one long. Under this is Josh Walsh. Marks. Ball's on the ground there. And wrapped up in a tackle is Aaron Proctor. Umpire will ball it up.
Josh Walsh defending grimly, as he will need to do for the rest of the game.
Dan Foley grabs this out of the ruck, gets a hand pass away to Matt Kanagi. He looks for Tommy B on this wing. He's held there by Page. He punches one clear there. Grabbed by Spencer for Griffith, back to Pollock. Gets a come back inside here. Spencer, the other Spencer's wrapped up in a tackle by Jack Sasse. Back to Jack Rouse there, gathered by Seb Hamlin. Kicks this one high, looking for Connor Krebs, but it's good mark there by Marishi, deep in defence for the Swans. He's been good today there, the Giants Academy player. Kicks this one wide and finds young Conlon there.
He's outpositioned Connor Krebs on that occasion.
Kicks this one up, looking for Barter in the centre of the ground there. It's all Griffith at this moment. He looks to play on, comes wide to Spencer there. His kick is touched. Play on, says the umpire. No, he's called a mark there to Dan Foley. Chips over the top, looking for Kurt Mann. Charging through his Barters. And he's going to kick a long one, looking for goal there. No one in the square. The ball's gathered by Seb Hamlin, and he knocks this one through. The umpire calls it behind. It's going to be kicked back in by Jed Guthrie. Kick short to Matty Hamlin in the pocket there. He's got Jake Taylor free on the wing. Kicks this one long and low. Doesn't quite reach him. Good tackle there by Harry Carr. The Griffith opponent gets his kick away there. Kirkman tries to get this one out. The umpire's letting it go there. Gathered by Matt Hamlin. Gets a hand pass to Dan Foley. Gets one up. Back to... No, he decides to keep it himself and plays on with it. It's gone over the back almost there. Jesse Lander tries to pick this one up. It's on the ground there, gathered by Leeton. Dives in on the ball, and the umpire will call for a ball up there at centre half forward for the Lions.
Well, I've got the scoreboard as the Lions 8-7-55, the Swans 14-8-92. The scoreboard here at the ground has got the Swans at 14-7, but the 1 point won't be the problem, the goals will be the problem, Drew.
Yes, as Pollock clears this one out of fence, takes a couple of bounces down, looks for his teammate Page there, and he takes a mark deep in the, takes a mark on that far half-forward flank for Griffith there, and he's indicating to his teammates he's going to go back and have a shot on goal. Going to chip this one in short, looking for Jack Rowson, and he finds him there. Unattended there as he runs into that forward 50, and he'll go back and have a shot about 35 metres out.
Bit more checking required from the Lions on that occasion. Bit loose. So he'll kick from, around about 40. He attends to his socks. Still, no breeze, whatever. He'll walk in the park. Comes in. Lets it go on his left foot. Goal umpire doesn't move.
Kick.
Great kick.
That's another goal to Griffith. dominating this game at the moment now. They're starting to run on top of the ground.
Well, apart from those odd bursts from the Lions, Andrew, they've, to be fair, the Swans have dominated all day.
Yes, they're formidable opponents this year, the Swans. As I said earlier, there's 7 teams that could make finals this year, and umpire bounces it up again. Richards tries to win that tap. Kicked off the ground there by Tommy Beneswalis. He can't pick it up there. He hasn't got possession of the ball, and free kick to Tommy B. Deep is Dan Foley. Kicks this one over the top, looking for Aaron Proctor. Ball's gone through the hands there. Gathered by Griffith there, and the umpire called for a ball up. 30 metres out from the goals. Lions goals. Desperately need a goal here. Dan Foley, Richards thumps this one forward there. Picked up by Matty Hamlin. Breaks a tackle from Reece Pollock. Kicks his kick forward there. Cunliffe comes charging through, and
Oh, he's paying the sling.
He slung the smallest man on the ground, slung him to the ground.
Yep, I thought he might have been paid against him for trying to break the tackle, because he did have a bit of time prior to that.
Kicks wide out on the full there from McCormack, and it'll be Mitch Taylor's free kick here. Comes inside over the top to Zach Brain. Man in front it'll be on this occasion, and it's a mark to Barters there. Silly by Barters. He's just turned it over. More experience there from Zach Brain on that occasion, and he's got the free kick.
Brain sucked him in.
Looking for Harry Carr deep in the pocket there, and he takes a mark. The young fella will learn from that.
So he's going to have a fairly severe angle. He's looking inboard to see what's around, but not much. He's going to go for the backward banana and hits the right goal post. So behind to the Lions.
Conlon chips this one into the pocket to Sam Foley for Griffith there. Chips this one over the top looking for Rouston. It's a high one and it's forced over the sideline there. It'll be a throw in at half forward flank.
So a throw in there in front of the Ganmain News Agency. Good supporters of the Lion, and of course Lions down there, and shout out to Sharon Walsh. Sharon's having a bit of a health battle at the moment, but she's got some positive news which we've been looking for.
Richards wins that one out of the ruck there. Zach Brain tries to pick this up, gathers it, sends this one forward. It's a mongrel old kick, and it's bounced the right way, and it's through for a goal for the Lions. A much needed goal from Zach Brain. Is there any fight left in the Lions? He's been a good contributor today for the Lions. He's tried very hard. Back to the centre of the ground. Lions be looking to try and whittle away this lead that Griffith's got with about 15 minutes to go. Beneswalis and Richards in the ruck. Smothered there by Beneswalis to Brain. He kicks this one high. Under this is Connor Krebser. He can't mark. It's gone through the hands. Picked up by Nick Conlon there. His kick is smothered by Krebser. Comes out to Jesse Lander. He breaks a tackle onto Carr. Gets one back inside. He's tackled over the sideline, and the umpire
Caught with the ball. I think he's paid, Andrew. Yep. I think he was seeking the boundary line, and as his friend, the umpire said, no, that's not good enough.
Free kick to Conlon. Kicks this one back inside. Long. Good mark by Beneswalis there in front of the club rooms. He looks to play on here. Dodges around one. His kick smothered. Good pressure there by Summers. And the umpire called for a ball up. Bit of cheek there from the young fella. The umpire will ball this up. Ball's on the ground there, picked up by Hunter Crozier. He can't get his hand pass away, and the umpire will ball it up once again. Good punch down there by Tommy Beneswalis. Marked here by Summers. for Griffith. He looks to play on, send this one long. Looking for Pollock deep in the forward line there. In front is Josh Walsh. He takes a good mark. He's been serviceable today for the Lions.
Yeah, defended grimly.
Looks to send this one long to Tommy B. No, he goes short, looking for Kirkman. It's gone through his hands. Under Crozier can't gather that one in. Picked up by Whitworth onto Maurishi. He's wrapped up in a tackle there onto Page. Onto his left foot, sends this one long and low. Seb Hamlin's pushed in the back there, and it's a free kick to Seb Hamlin there, deep in the pocket.
So we've got 11 and a half minutes gone. Lions still haven't made up any ground, really.
Jack Sussay takes this one in the goal square, kicks inside to Kirkman. Chips one forward, looking for Shannon Butterfield in the centre of the ground there. Goes to come wide again, the Lions looking to work this one out of defence. Turns this one over the top. Seb Hamlin's got his back to the ball. Harry Carr under pressure there, back to Tommy Beneswalis. Gets a hand pass back to Jed Guthrie. Kicks this one high under the sack frame, but it's drifted out of bounds on the full. Griffith to bring this one back in.
Griffith supporters here on the bank enjoying this, giving it to the Lions players.
This one's high, and I think it's going to out on the full, is it? No, still in the field of play. It's out. It'll be a throw-in.
You throw in front of the Swans selectors box. They've come up with the moves today.
Tommy B and Richards in the ruck. He's rucked tirelessly all day, Richards. Tommy Beneswalis with front position, gets this down to Sam Longmore, onto Matty Hamlin. Looks to come this back inside to Jack Sussay, back to Matty Hamlin. The Lions look to switch here. Back to Matt Kanagi, he can't pick it up. Pressure from Griffith there. The umpire's going to ball it up.
So it'll be ball up on the Swans half-forward flank, the true half-forward flank, just inside the 50.
Richardson, Beneswala, Richards taps this down to Whitworth, kicks this one high, under is it Pollock. He can't mark, the ball's on the ground, a big pack forms, and the umpire will ball it up.
Some tired boys now, Andrew.
Yes, very much so, Guy, very tired boys. As Griffith lead by 35 points. Foley taps this down to Kirkman, he can't pick it up, and the umpire's called for another ball up. Griffith quite content to lock this one in their forward line. Foley and Toscan in the ruck. Toscan uses his strength out of the ruck there, grabs it out and kicks a goal. It's another one there to Griffith as they dominate this game.
Well, they're finishing how they started it. They came out right from the first bounce, and save for a couple of good passages from the Lions. Swans have dominated. Credit where credit's due. They've been on the other end of receiving some attention from the Lions in the last couple of years. So they're giving it back to the Lions here today at the Lions' home ground. Croker Grain scoreboard shows the Lions 9-8-62. Swans, I make the Swans 16-8-104. Our scoreboard at the ground is a bit different, but anyway, we checked that out before the final siren.
Foley and Richards in the ruck. Richards taps that one down. Matty Hamlin gathers it and gets a hand pass out to Kirkman. Gets one over the top to Hunter Crozier. Chased by Nathan Richards there. Gets his kick away to Mitch Taylor. Takes a juggling mark there across half-forward flank. Looks to swing around on his left and kick this one in long, looking for Tommy B there. Under this one, it's gone through the back there. Tries to get his hand pass, which he does to Connor Krebser. His kick smothered. Regathers. Kicks one in short, looking for Harry Carr, and he's marked it 15 metres out, straight in front of goal.
So the Lions here now desperate to peg one back. Put a little bit of respectability back on that scoreboard. He comes in, really stabbed at it, didn't really kick through, and the result was it went across the face of the goal. I don't know. Behind to the Lions.
Conlon brings this back in and finds McCormack for the Griffith Swans there in the back line. Quite content to keep possession, chips it back to Jack Ralston there. Had a terrific game for the Griffith Swans today. Captain's game, sends this one long and high, looking for Richards. Under it is Dan Foley, takes a good mark there, play on to Whitworth, kicks this one over the top, looking for Summers. He takes a mark. He's got Toscan free in the goal square. Jed Guthrie's in the air, but it's a good mark by Toscan. Griffith from one end to the other, and they'll have a shot on goal.
Yeah, they moved it quickly. That's what they've done all day. They've every time the Lions have scored, Griffith have replied. And they've replied with good kicking, pretty good straight kicking, really. He's only got a kick from 20 metres, straight over the goal umpire's head, I believe. Yep,
It's a goal.
Another goal to the Swans. Croker Grain scoreboard sees the Lions 9-9, the Swans 17-8. 17 minutes gone in the last quarter. Plenty of vocals here from the Swan supporters, Andrew, and why wouldn't you?
Yep, very upbeat. It's been a good victory for the Swans today.
I think they've got a good reason to have some optimism about the season ahead. We're only 2 games in.
Yes, they're a very young side in the reserves there today, and
Recruited well by the look of it.
Richards taps this one down. Gathered there by Spencer. He can't get his hand pass away, and the umpire will ball it up in the centre of the ground. This one's gone high, tapped down again by Richards. That big left arm. Ball smothered there. Spencer comes through, gathered by Tom Sussay, gets a hand pass over the top there. Jesse Lander runs into the umpire. Perez's wrapped up in a good tackle, but the umpire will call a ball up there on the wing in front of the club rooms.
Jesse Lander running the game out. That's good to see. One of the Lions' good contributors last year.
Dan Foley and Richards tries to grab that out of the ruck. And there's a throw there from Spencer and a free kick to Shannon Butterfield. Play on, says the umpire. Over the top to Tom Sussay. Kicks this one high, looking for Tommy Beneswalis. Jumping in front is Zach Brain, but can't take the mark there. And it's come inside to Spencer there. Takes a mark. Goes wide to Conlon. In the pocket. Goes to come back inside. Finds Marishi there for Griffith. Been very good today for the Griffith Swans. Kicks this one long, looking for Richards, but in front is Foley. Gone through his hands, gathered by Tom Sussay. Back to Kirkman. Over the top, gathered by Spencer there. Kicks this one high, and under the ball is Toscan. He takes a mark. Charging towards goal is Summers. Toscan kicks this one over the top, but it's gone through from behind. And it'll be a throw-in. Over to kick back in for the Lions. 20 minutes into this last quarter. Sussay kicks this one in long. Jack Sussay, ball bounces on the ground, gathered by Richards. Over the top to Spencer. Back to, good tackle there by Seb Hamlin. Play on by Harry Carr, his kick smothered. Picked up by Jesse Lander, back to Butterfield, back to Tom Sussay. Kicks this one inside, but it's all Griffith here and gathered by Jack Ralston.
Plenty of voice here from the Swan supporters.
Ralston kicks this one on high under Seb Hamlin and Jack Sussay. Richards the back, punches this one forward. Gathered by Barter there for Griffith, takes a bounce. Kicks this one long over the back as Tosca's read this one well, and he's taken a mark.
Yeah, well,
deep in the forward line.
It was a good kick, and he made good position. He caught Josh Walsh on the hop there, and just pushed off him a little bit, and He was always going to mark it. Had his arms, had it in his hands long before it got there, I reckon. Oh, right through the middle.
Another goal to Griffith as they continue to run this game right out. Probably been pretty hard to find good players for the Lions today, Guy.
Certainly has, Andrew, but plenty for the Swans. Impressed with the big ruckman's performance.
Yeah, he's
probably thought at the start of the game with the, with the heat and everything that he might knock up. Well, that hasn't happened. He's actually, if anything, he's got better.
Yeah, he's really pushed the game out.
Yeah, Swans have probably dominated every line, really.
Back to the centre. Seb Hamlin in the ruck now on this occasion.
22 minutes gone.
Richard wins that one down to Page. Another clearance here for the Griffith Swans. Kick this one forward out to the pocket looking for Pollock. Gathered by Jed Guthrie. Gets his kick away. Just. Gathered by Griffith there. Back to Pollock. He picks this one up. Snaps around and kicks another one. It's a possession here at the Ganmain Sports Ground.
Yeah, we're not quite used to the getting scored against like this, Andrew. Like we said, we're the premiership. Well, that's last year's. That's history. It's a new go, and that's exactly what the attitude that Griffith had come here today with. They're not put off by the Lions' dominations from last year. So good luck to the Griffith Swans for the rest of the year. Lions with a bit of soul searching to do after this first home game.
Yes, they've got a bit of work to do, and Sam Martin will try and regroup this team. They go to Robertson Oval next week against the Wagga Tigers, which has never been a great hunting ground for the Lions. Richards wins that ruck on that occasion, and ball's bottled up there in the centre of the ground. Another ball up.
This recording, Baz, might be reviewed more than ever.
No one wins that one in particular. Kicked forward by Zach Brain there. Kicks this one high. Under it is Harry Carr. Ball's punched clear by Conlon on that occasion, out over the sidelines, and the umpire will throw it back in.
So we'll get a throw in there in front of the guys there from Centre Care. As I said, with those relationships or mental health problems, you need to search them up. They do great work.
Carr taps this down. Hand pass to Richards, who's sitting on the ground there. Back to Barters there. Swans clear this ball once again. Under this is Tommy B, and he takes a good mark there in front of Pollock. Looks to switch across the ground to Jed Guthrie. He takes a mark. Centre half back there for the Lions. Chips this one over the top, looking for Kirk Mann.
Tommy B's fighting it out, Andrew.
Yes, he's trying hard. One long and low from Mitch Taylor there. Finds Tom Sussay on that far half-forward flank there for the Lions. He'll go back and have a shot on goal. He's going to have to kick it 48 metres late in this last quarter.
Still no breeze, but he needs to kick through it to make the distance. Probably by his standards, a bit of a quieter game today.
Ball's going to land on their heads. Under this is Richards. Over the top is Seb Hamlin. No one can take the mark, and it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in.
So throw in there in front of the Coolman Butchery. As we always talk about, they've got that top grade meat there up there in Coolman. The club always favours the Coolman Butchery with their purchases for barbecues and everything.
Carr gets front position there, taps it down, but picked up by Colin. Clears the ball out to Jake Taylor, but he's outmarked by Hannah there on the half-back flank for Griffith. Had the height advantage. Chips this one over the top. Punched clear by Brain. Picked up by Tommy B. Lions under pressure here. High tackle there from Griffith. A free kick to Tommy Benaswalis. He looks to play on there. Chips one over the top looking for Mitch Taylor. One at his feet. He can't gather it in there. Good tackle there by Josh Walsh in the centre of the ground. Wrapping up Spencer.
26 minutes gone. Can't be long to go, although we've had a few Griffith goals. That'll extend the quarter.
Benaswalis grabs it out of the ruck. He's caught in a tackle. Taps this one clear. Picked up by Richards. And under this one is Pollock, who takes a mark 40 metres out. He'll go back and have a shot.
So he's got a kick from 46 or 7 metres, I'd reckon, Andrew. He'd like to bring it home. Griffith, get plenty of vocals from the Griffith supporters if he slots this one. Hands on hips everywhere. Hamstrings tightening for the odd player, doing stretching. Comes in with a bit of a skip, runs offline, but it's a good. Oh, plenty of distance.
No problem with that one. It's straight through the goals.
He's even cleared the back fence, so good effort there from the Griffith player.
He's been very good, Reece Pollock there for Griffith today. Along with Jack Rouston, Nathan Richards in the ruck. They've had winners over the ground. Toscan up forward has been dangerous. Their academy kids, Summers, Marishi and Payne, have been very competitive. Down back, they've stood up as well with young Conlon and Cunningham and McCormack.
Yeah, they can really look forward to their season, barring injuries. And
Richards wins this one down, gathered by Bartas. He bursts through, gets a worm burner out of there. Picked up by Jed Guthrie. His kick comes off the side of the boot. A race for the ball here from Brain and Foley. He punches this one clear and out over the sidelines. It'll be a throw in for the Lions today. Zach Brain's probably been one of their better players. He's tried hard. Other than that, it's Aaron Proctor's tried hard there around the ball. But other than that, Josh Walsh in defence. Tommy B in the ruck and up forward as he wins this one out of the ruck. Down to Matt Canaghi, kicks this one high, looking for Tom Sussay. Over the back is Jack Rouston to Harry Carr. He kicks this one long, looking for goal. And it's kicked out over the sideline there by McCormack, and it'll be a shot on goal from Seb Hamlin deep in that pocket.
so Seb's on his preferred side for this kick.
Runs around. And it's off to the left, behind for the Lions.
Croker Grain scoreboard sees the Lions 9-10, 64, the Swans 29-129.
As Colin goes to kick this one in, Hong and high. Under it is Richards, and the ball's out over the sidelines. It'll be a throw in as some of the players start to cramp up here. It's
29 minutes gone, Drew.
some of these quarters are going pretty long, Guy.
Well, there it is. Great win for the Swans here at the Ganmain football ground on this balmy autumn afternoon. As we said earlier, the ground in magnificent condition, and the Swans, Andrew called it during the call there, they were really running on top of that ground, as it were, all day. Had winners across every line, I reckon, Andrew.
Yeah, they dominated the performance here today, and only, as I say, 2 games into the season, and you start to work out where sides sit, and Griffith's going to be a formidable opponent this year, and they're going to be right up there challenging for that Premiership Cup.
Yeah, it'll be an enjoyable trip back to Griffith tonight. Takes about an hour and a half. Doesn't matter which way you go, but it's never as far when you come off a good win. So when the Lions go down to Ex-Services Oval, Griffith, later in the year, we can see it's going to be tough down there. But a Fair bit of water to go under the bridge yet.
Yes,
We're
there's,
only
there's
second
always
game in.
next week, isn't there? And
Yep.
the Lions will chance to work on things this week and try and regroup. There'll be some players to come back into the side there with the unavailability today of Ben Walsh and Kai Watts and Zach Bohop. There'll be
So-
opportunities there.
Into Robertson Oval, is it next week, Drew, for the Lions?
Yeah, into Robertson Oval against Wagga Tigers Guy.
Yeah, they won't be easy.
No, they've recruited well. As every game's going to be tough this year.
Well, that's really, as we said, that's really good for the competition. We don't want to see a one-sided competition. Like to see these clubs that have been down for a while get up in the winner's circle. So that's about, I think Andrew's brought as much as what we can tell you here today, and pretty warm day here in the commentary position. We've taken on about as much water as we can. We might look for something else, and I reckon Baz might favour something else shortly too.
Yeah, thanks Guy, thanks Baz for the day, and we'll see you again in a couple of weeks.
Thanks for your support, all the sponsors and the workers.